That's a PMP have to win in all. America orange flags there, watch that. Time come. I'll fan in front of me. Watch that. I'm motorcade the America. Watch the street them. Yeah? Time come, man. All America, watch the flags there, so watch the flags them. You know, in them. Watch the flags them. Watch the flags them. Time come, man. All America can't pay, man. Watch that.
On the spot, news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Thursday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories for share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch your snow, my peeps, in the morning, yeah, we're going to kick it off with some updates. An update surrounding the escape of 9 prisoners from the Constant Spring lockup just a few days ago. Now, On The Spot News Media is pleased to announce to the general public that the police recaptured all 9 escapees. Yeah, man. But guess what? A little Krasmite was charged for harboring one of the fugitives. Yeah, man. So all 9 inmates who escaped from the Constant Spring police lockup in St. Andrew on Tuesday are now back in custody. The last one was this criminal element here, Alonzo Espute, said to be of a cassava peace address in Kingston 8. He reportedly turned himself in at the Yallas police station in St. Thomas sometime around 1:30 Thursday morning. Espute was charged with the offense of murder. Well, not was, but actually is. So the 9 men said to have cut their way through a grill and a metal door at the lockup. They fled custody shortly after 1 a.m. They were recaptured in different sections of the island and as far as Westmoreland and Trelawney. Others were nabbed in St. Catherine and one nabbed in St. Andrew on Wednesday evening. So meanwhile, the commanding officer for the St. Catherine North Police Division, that's SSP Tuffton Nicholson, is reminding the general public that it is an offense to harbor fugitive. His warnings comes right after one of the escapees was caught in the company of a woman. Now hear what SSP Nicholson has to say. Now listen.
On Wednesday, August 20, 2025, sometime after 8 a.m., the St. Catherine North Police conducted a targeted operation in the community of Waterloo Gardens in Spanish Town. Now this operation was aimed at apprehending men who recently escaped from the Constant Spring lockup on Tuesday, August 19, 2025. Now during the operation, one of the escaped prisoners, Talik Chambers, was apprehended in the company of a lady who is his common law spouse. She too was also taken into custody, and sometime this afternoon, she was questioned and charged for harboring a fugitive. She is Shamara Holmes, and she's a 21-year-old unemployed lady of St. John's Road, Spanish Town address. We want to use this opportunity to remind citizens that persons who escape custody are fugitives and they should not be accommodated by friends, family, nor any well-thinking individual. If you see any escaped prisoner or any person who has been listed as wanted, please contact the nearest police station, 311 or 119. Please do not harbor any of them.
Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is another update. An update surrounding the fatality of a policeman's spouse and the serious injuring of the policeman and his son. That took place earlier this month in Reading in the parish of St. James. Now the police have officially laid formal charges on 2 of the criminal elements, as we all know that the others who were implicated in that brutal attack on the policeman and his family was fatally taken out during what the police described as armed confrontations. Now the 2 that has been officially charged by the police has since been identified as Traficia Malcolm, otherwise known as Tuff. This Krasmite presently on your screen, 38 years old, said to be from a catching hall address in St. James. Now another name that was not mentioned, a 23-year-old plumber identified as Kedeen Nathan, said to be of a Bethel town address in Westmoreland. Now it is stated that the armed triggermen were paid a sum of 100,000 Jamaican dollars to wipe out the family. Yeah, man. So they were jointly charged with the loss of life of the policeman's spouse. They were also charged with wounding with intent and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. They were also charged with conspiracy to commit the fatality of the policeman's spouse, conspiracy to commit wounding with intent, and conspiracy to use a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. Now, Traficia Morgan is definitely believed to be the mastermind behind that brutal attack. The third accused, that's Orlando Thomas, the criminal element who is said to be the triggerman from Argyle Mount in Westmoreland, was fatally taken out during what the police described as an armed confrontation on Wednesday, August 13th. Now, how the other man end up getting involved in all of this? We are talking about the 23-year-old plumber, Kedeen Nathan, who come from around a Bethel town in Westmoreland. Now, on the spot, news media has confirmed that he was the driver when that brutal attack took place on the policeman and his family. So that is how he got caught up in this whole incident. Now we get to understand, say, and find out, say, Officer Yeman Pick and team was deployed out in the western part of Jamaica to find him by the hook or by the crook. So what he did the smart thing, turned in himself to the police on the 16th of August in the company of his attorney. So 3 days later, after the surrender of Kedeen Nathan and the capture of Traficia Malcolm, they were both given caution statements outlining their involvement in the incident. A court date is presently being finalized for both of them. Yeah, man. So right there and then, another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Now the last update for the morning, my peeps. Boy, may I tell you, say, on the spot news media, salt like a sea. The people them a hunt me down in my inbox. I say I'm me. Make this brother here known as Mother Love Ghana jail. Boy, may I tell you, the thing rough. But nobody not take the time out. For see say, him send himself go jail. But the people them a say him say what him say for how long. And the police them never say nothing. And as you post the video yesterday, the police them run in and go bangle the man. So I must me and my police friend them come lock him up. Poor on the spot news media. Boy, may I tell you. So on the spot news media understands that this brother here, presently on your screen, identified as Mother Love, who was sending threats to those who do not support the PNP in Northeast St. Elizabeth, has been taken into custody by the police. He was arrested on when? I want to listen to this, you know. He was arrested on Tuesday. On the spot news media did the vlog on Wednesday. So on the spot news media, send him gone to jail. Him send himself go to jail because of the utterance that came from his mouth. What you did say, it can't rub out. Yeah, man. So no need to understand these things. And to thine own self, be true. People need to understand that you will be held accountable for your actions. So that was not the doing of anybody but himself. Yeah, man. Now the next thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps, is that the JLP and the PNP trade barbs and approach to crime fighting. So the Jamaica Labour Party campaign chairman, that's Christopher Tuffton, has poured cold water on opposition spokesman on national security, that's Peter Bunting's description of the administration's approach to crime fighting as promoting a warrior mentality among the security forces. Mr. Bunting stated that the People's National Party approach to crime fighting will be a guardian mentality. He made a comparison whilst addressing the PNP's manifesto launch last week. So we're going to hear from the PNP spokesman on national security, that's Peter Bunting, and also JLP campaign chairman, Dr. Christopher Tuffton, as they both weigh in. Now listen.
So with a warrior mentality, our security forces go out to fight crime and enforce the law. With a guardian mentality, our security forces go out every day to uphold the human rights of our citizens. The difference is that they talk, and in some instances, in his case, depend on divine intervention without action, while we act. We have acted and we have brought crime down. We have brought crime down in a parish where there were mass shootings, where women and children were murdered, significant robberies, and people were living in fear. What we have done as a party is to apply intelligence gathering, put more police on the ground, and have been able to control and reduce crime by well over 50% year to date.
So Dr. Christopher Tuffton stated that when Peter Bunting was Minister of National Security, he stated that he could not contain crime, to the fact where he made a startling statement that the police cannot control crime. And at that point in time, all Jamaica can do is pray. Christopher Tuffton stated that whilst prayer is indeed necessary, but prayer without works is vain. Yeah, man. So listen to the clip that was brought to the forefront from Peter Bunting when he was the Minister of National Security. Now listen.
After 15 months, I am convinced that the best efforts of the security forces by itself will not solve the crime problem in Jamaica. But it is going to take divine intervention, touching the heart of a wide cross-section of the society.
So both political parties, the JLP and the PNP, is in high gear, gearing up for the parliamentary general elections on the 3rd of September 2025. Now the last thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps, we have 4 criminal elements who have been listed and deemed wanted by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. They are as follows. The first one, identified as Dwayne Christie, otherwise known as Kojak, said to frequent Cave Valley and the General St. Anne Police Division Now this criminal element here is wanted for a fatal knockings and clappings. So if seen, contact the Sentence Bay Police, CIB. The next criminal element has since been identified as Shakil 5, but them call him Lebanese in our streets. Now this criminal element is wanted for a wounding with intent, and he's also wanted by the St. Anne Police, CIB. The next criminal element presently on your screen identified as Kemar Matthews, but them call him Bibi or Bitter. Now this criminal element here is wanted for fatal knockings and clappings and a slew of firearm related offences. Now he frequents the Steer Town and the General St. Anne's Bay Parish. Now we've seen contact the St. Anne's Bay CIB. And last but most definitely not the least, this criminal element here identified as Akeem Frame. But them never really frame Akeem still because the frame actually fit him. Yeah man. But them call him Chubby in our streets. Now Akeem Frame is wanted for fatal knockings and clappings, along with a slew of firearm related offences. Now we've seen, please contact the Trelawney Police CIB. So anyone knowing the whereabouts of any one of these criminal elements, please to alert the nearest police. And as always, if you not trust the police, link on the Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger. Give us the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. Yeah man. So anyway my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah man.